Most people think rich people have access to secret information. The simple reality is that they do not have access to secret information. Most people think wealthy people are simply luckier. And yes, sometimes they truly are much luckier than average people. But luck alone cannot explain why certain people continue building wealth decade after decade, while others remain stuck in the same financial position for their entire lives. The fundamental truth is actually simpler than that. Rich people often think differently, and the way you think determines the way you act. The way you act determines the results you get. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy videos about psychology, money, success, and human behavior, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications. So let us begin the core of our discussion right now. One of the biggest differences between wealthy people and average people is how they view time. Most people trade time for money. Wealthy people trade value for money. The average person asks, how much will I get paid? The wealthy person asks, how much value can I create? This small difference changes everything, because there is a limit to how many hours you can work, but there is almost no limit to the value you can create. Now please think about this carefully. A person who sells 1 hour of labor can only earn so much. A person who creates a product, a company, a system, or an investment can earn long after the work is done. This is why wealthy people obsess over leverage. Leverage is the ability to multiply results without multiplying effort. Business itself is a form of leverage. Investing is a powerful form of leverage. Technology is also a form of leverage. Content itself is a powerful form of leverage. And systems are a critical form of leverage. And once you understand leverage, you stop asking how to work harder and start asking how to work smarter. Now let's talk about risk. Most people believe wealthy people love risk. Actually, the opposite is often true. Successful people do not take reckless risks. They always choose to take strictly calculated risks in their ventures. They study, they prepare, they analyze, and then they act. Average people often avoid risk completely because uncertainty feels uncomfortable. But avoiding all risk is one of the biggest risks in life, because the world keeps changing, and standing still can become more dangerous than moving forward. If this video is giving you value, take a second to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Now let's talk about consumption versus creation. Most people spend years consuming, watching, scrolling, reading, listening, learning, and continuous learning is extremely important. But at some point, consumption must become creation, because wealth is usually created by people who produce more than they consume. They build businesses, create content, develop products, solve problems, design systems, offer services. Creation itself generates immense value, and value consistently attracts significant money. Now here's another difference. Rich people often think long-term. The average person asks, how can I make money this month? The wealthy person asks, how can I build something valuable over the next 10 years? This mindset is difficult because long-term thinking requires patience, and patience is rare. Modern society trains people for instant gratification, instant entertainment, instant delivery, instant validation, instant results. But wealth usually rewards delayed gratification, the ability to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. Now, let us truly consider the transformative power of investing. The magic of investing is not complexity. The real magic of investing is actually time. Small amounts invested consistently can become life-changing over decades. Yet most people underestimate the power of compounding because results are invisible in the beginning. The same principle applies to skills, health, and relationships. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary outcomes. Now let me ask you something. What are you doing today that will still benefit you 10 years from now? Write your answer in the comments, because that question alone can reveal the direction of your life. Now let's talk about responsibility. One of the biggest mindset shifts wealthy people make is accepting responsibility. Not blaming the economy, not blaming circumstances, not blaming other people. Responsibility creates power, because the moment you accept responsibility, you gain the ability to change things. Blame feels comfortable, responsibility creates results, and results change lives. Now let's talk about opportunity. Most people wait for opportunities. Successful people prepare for them, because opportunities often appear suddenly. And if you're not ready, they pass by unnoticed. Preparation creates luck. Skill creates luck. Action creates luck. The world often calls someone lucky after ignoring years of preparation. Now let's discuss another important principle. Wealthy people focus on assets. Average people focus on expenses. Assets put money into your life. Expenses take money out. The more assets you build, the more freedom you create. And freedom is ultimately what most people are truly seeking, not money itself. Money is simply a tool. Freedom is the ultimate goal. Freedom to choose, freedom to create, freedom to live on your own terms. Now let us imagine two very different people. One spends 10 years consuming, complaining, avoiding risk, and seeking comfort. The other spends 10 years learning valuable skills, creating value, investing wisely, and thinking long term. Do you think their lives will look the same? Not even close. The gap becomes enormous, and that gap was created by daily decisions. Not luck, not magic, not secrets, daily decisions. And here is the final truth of the matter. Rich people are not necessarily smarter. They are not necessarily better, but they often choose to think differently. And different thinking creates different actions. Different actions create different results. So if you want a different future, start by changing the way you think, because your mindset shapes your behavior. Your behavior shapes your habits. Your habits shape your future. And your future is being built right now, one decision at a time. If you got value from this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more content about psychology, money, success, and human behavior.